Hola, y'all. It's Jessie from the blog Jessie's Food, Faith, and Family, and I'm here to show you one of my favorite family recipes. I'm going to show you how to make the best Cajun cornbread. This recipe actually comes from my grandmother, and it was a staple from my childhood, and I'm so glad I'm able to share it with you guys, and I'm so thankful I was able to bring it into adulthood and make it one of my own family's favorites, including my husband and my very picky kiddos. So the first thing I did was preheat my oven to 400 degrees, and I added a little bit of oil to my cast iron skillet, rubbed it around with a paper towel, and put it in there to get hot while I whip up my homemade delicious cornbread recipe. So you have all the usual suspects like all-purpose flour, some vegetable oil. I actually prefer to use avocado oil, cornmeal, salt, sugar, an egg, some baking powder, and some whole milk. So I'm going to put all of those ingredients into a large mixing bowl, and then I'm going to add a few extra things that go into the Cajun cornbread recipe, like whole kernel corn and shredded cheddar cheese. I'm going to give that a really good mix and then set it aside and start working on my meat element. This is the part that makes this Cajun cornbread a complete meal. So I took 1 pound of ground deer meat. Of course, you can use burger if you have it, but my family we're big hunters, so we use deer. And I just added some onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of Tony Sasseries, which is our favorite Cajun seasoning in Louisiana. After cooking the meat until it's completely brown and crispy and delicious, then I'm going to set it aside. I like to use my cutting boards for this purpose. I also do this with fried foods. I lay a few paper towels down, and then I let the excess grease be absorbed by that. So then it was time for me to pull my cast iron skillet out of that really hot oven, and I'm going to pour half of my cornbread mixture into this really hot skillet, and I wanted to show you, look at that sizzle. This is going to produce a really nice crust on the bottom, which is so nice as an extra textural thing in the dish, but also a really great flavor. And then we're going to sprinkle our meat on top of that, and then we're going to put our corn, our cheese, and then the remaining little bit of cornbread, I added some more milk to it just because I wanted to make sure it was able to cover. My cast iron skillet's quite large, so I thinned it out a little bit because I want it to completely cover all the layers. And finally, I'm going to add another layer of shredded cheddar cheese, and then I'm going to put some jalapenos on top because to me the spice just makes this. Now, if you cannot tolerate heat, you can use pepperoncinis or you can leave it off altogether, but I definitely think it brings the dish to another level. I'm going to place it in a 400 degree oven for 30 minutes, and look at that, guys. Once it's finished baking and the cheese is completely melted and it's brown on top, it's time to take it out, and you can let it cool or you can decide to cut into it and serve immediately, which is usually what I do. It is a family favorite, and I always add beans to go along, fried okra, or other fresh veggies. You gotta make this one, guys. You have to.